Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Dialar Squealik Tactics. In this video, we're going to be talking about companions once again because I like them. Call me nuts, but I like them. In this video, we're going to go over the best companions in the game, and we're going to rank them. No, we're not, because you can't really do that. They're not set up that way. Any video you watch which ranks them from 1 to 30 is a lie, because it is very complex of where you want to use a companion and when, what game mode versus not, right? They are not just equip this 4 set and you're done. So we're going to dive deeply into companions in this video. Let me make sure I turn my music on, because I always forget after I run the bakery intro. You're not going to see my face that much because we're going to be looking at a spreadsheet. So if you don't like spreadsheet, if you don't like analysis, this video is not for you. So let's look at companions, right? In a previous video, I basically went over what is required or what you receive from transcending a companion. Now, for the most part, the majority of you, I'd say 90% of you, won't be anywhere close to getting a 6-star companion, let alone being able to transcend up to level 4, 5, and 6 where you get the skills. But you should always plan ahead in this game, because resources are scarce. And you're going to, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, you're going to want to know which companions that we have available right now in-game are the best in certain circumstances. Then you can plan to just go for them. Don't be just chasing. Don't, like, look at here. Like, look at me. I took Kasim up to level 20. That was wasted resources. I took these people up to level 6, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Wasted resources. Nuh-uh. Rank them up as you get their stars. Only level the ones you're going to use. So I learned that lesson the hard way at the beginning. As you see, Kate Bishop, the only reason why she's level 20 is because it was required to level her up some to get some of her achievements in-game. Plus, you're going to want to level up your companions in order to unlock the bonus storage space that we get from the second part of the Pegasus base. Now, that being said, we're going to go over to a spreadsheet. It's going to be bright, so hide your eyes, but we're going to go over, in my opinion, and I could be wrong on many, many things. I am not the definitive source of knowledge. Hopefully you could read this just fine. But this is, in my opinion, after looking at them, this is the analysis that I've come to. And we are not going to discuss the skills you get from transcending at 4, 5, and 6 stars, because that is so far out of reach, even for myself, that we're not going to discuss that. But in this, hopefully you can see my mouse moving, in this chart, up top here in this top box is the special companions. In my opinion, down here you're going to see the rare companions. The only 3, like Ultron, for free to play, just given the fact they give us so many shards of him, free to play, Ultron is probably going to be one of your first 6 stars, just because you get a fair number of his shards when you pull 10 pulls, and you get I can't remember how many it is, but you will get a 5-star Ultron after you level all of your characters, all of the heroes, up past Dormammu in the story mode. What does Ultron do? He gives, and these are transcendent. These are at 6 stars. Sorry, bonus stats you get at 5 stars, and then bonus stat 2 you get at 6 stars. But you can see what he gives. His collection stat is max rate damage, which is okay. And then he applies a shield equal to percent HP, which is lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now let's get into the special companions. So, Moon Knight. He gives lots of attack at 5 and 6 star. And then his collection stat is attack. But then his summon skill is he does an AoE attack, and dot, and a blind. Really, that is, since it has to land, isn't that effective. People have said that you don't really see it. You don't really feel it. So in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, the best use of Moon Knight, if you're going to level him, is a stat stick. And the reason why I have him highlighted green is because he's great for PvE. Obviously, I have him equipped because I have him at 6 star. But overall, all that attack and for what he brings to the table, I think he is great to have equipped when you on your PvE build. Now, Ghost Rider, Only 2.5 or 2.25% attack and then defense. His collection stat is XP gain, which is kind of nullified now they've given us Pegasus base, but he's a good companion to have when you're leveling. But all you have to do is unlock him, and you're going to get the collection stat anyway. His skill at AoE attack, if burning, applies stun and burn. Now, that is very situational. You have to be on your ball for timing. And in this game, since things happen so quickly, that is basically no bueno. So I'm calling him just a stat stick as well for just these stats right here. Otherwise, if I did not have him through polls, I would not have him at 5-star. Wong. Now, Wong is in blue. I think he is great for PvP, but he has PvE uses. His bonus stats are awesome. 1.28% cooldown and 6.8 stamina recovery is great in whatever game mode you're playing. Not as useful in PvE, but what he does is he brings an AoE debuff cleanse and debuff immunity. That is incredible. All of these summon skills you see in bold are like unique, one-of-a-kind skills that they bring to the table, which is why you want them in your roster, which is why you want to develop them. He's great for Luffy and MODOK in AR, and he's also got some good uses in OW and AOW. So Wong is definitely one I would recommend leveling up and focusing on it as you get your selectors and when you see the banners to pull on. Now, Chavez is also good. Why? She kills companions. That's the only companion we got that focuses and kills other companions, which aka Hulk. And I've noticed, I've used her in dimensional duels. She is good. Her stats, max damage attack, it is what it is, but her main use is that she kills companions, and if she doesn't kill a companion and she hits a supervillain or an enemy, you're gonna increase the damage done to that enemy by 30%. So in my view, America Chavez definitely one you want to work on, and she's got her best use, in my opinion, is PvP. Punisher. Punisher kills supervillains and has high skill and guard damage. He's the only companion of his kind to drastically do a drastically increased amount of damage to supervillains. When you get him at 5-star and 6-star, as you see, supervillain damage, Punisher is definitely one you want to focus on building, depending if you're PvE or PvP focused. If you're PvP focused, maybe you can not worry about him right now, but for PvE, he is the best, in my opinion. His best use, in my opinion, is for Alliance Raid, Dark Zone, just primes in general, and PvE. Icarus used to be the bomb, but for someone like me that has my PvP increase and PvP decrease, he doesn't seem to bring as much to the table, but he does have very high single target damage, which can be good for dimensional duels. Mordo is kind of niche. Mordo is great if you are a Scarlet Witch, a Doctor Strange, or a Magic, because he does something that no other companion can do. He will increase the attack, ultimate gauge, and cooldown decrease of those heroes. So as a primary summon or a main summon, he is great for those characters. He's in yellow because it's kind of situational, right? Same as Icarus. If you don't have these PvP stats decked out, but you have a lot of Icarus shards, you can go for him, but in my opinion, he's not one you want to chase at this point in the game. Hulk, however, right here, look at PvP, and he's also great for Captain America because he comes into the battle, he does an AoE taunt, which no other companion to do, and then he attacks, and he's on the field for a while, and he also gets HP based on the summoned opponent's HP and attack. Captain America and him are like bread and butter, like spaghetti and meatballs. And as you notice, he has him and Thor bring the highest level of attack percentage on bonus stat 2 at 6 stars. So Hulk, great. Chase him if you're into PvP. He is a must-have, in my opinion, for PvP. Kate Bishop, they tried. I think she's a filler, though. She'd be okay for a dimensional duel, but she's not really. Single target attack and decreased speed defense, not really relevant in today's game, in my opinion. Thena, however, is one of the few characters that at 5-star gives you defense pierce, and then she's like Ultron, also gives you 8.24% crit damage. And she has an interesting, I should have probably highlighted this. When she comes on the field, she does an AoE attack, and she does an AoE increased attack buff to your whole party, which makes her excellent for Alliance Raid, Omega War, and Alliance Omega War. Thena, in my opinion, even though she's good for group PvP, not so great for dimensional duels, but she is also great for alliance raid. So OW, AOW, and AR. Spider-Man, I don't think you should go for Spider-Man. He gives dodge, and then he gives dodge on his collection stat, which you're going to get anyway. He decreases enemy speed and accuracy, and he does. He has some synergy with Spider-Man. So if you are a Spider-Man and you need this extra 1.7.1% dodge, okay, maybe go for him. But you're probably going to be capped at dodge by the time you get this bad boy to 5 and 6 stars. So in my opinion, Spider-Man, no. Don't worry about Spider-Man. Loki is debatable because he has something the Northern Companion has, AoE Confuse. An AoE Meteor, which is an AoE attack, and an AoE Burn. So for OW and AOW, I think Loki might be good if you just lucked into and you got a 5-star Loki. The stat accuracy is good. The 4.5% accuracy is also good. But the AoE Confuse and the AoE Attack and Burn makes him excellent for group PvP, OW and AOW, but I don't know if I would really want to chase him just for that. Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is interesting because he is got some PvP situational uses, but he's also, on this bonus stat 1, got 2.3% super villain damage, just like Punisher, and then he gives melee damage decrease. So I think Gilgamesh is actually more better suited to PvE. If I was going to build a strictly PvE lineup, I'd probably go Moon Knight, Punisher, Athena for the crit damage, because you can only have 4, so you're not going to have Ultron, and that crit damage is juicy, and the defense pierce is juicy. If I was going to build a PvE, I'd probably go Gilgamesh, Athena, Moon Knight, and Punisher. But Gilgamesh has an AoE stun and an attack, which is also useful in OW and AOW. Right, so even though he's in green and this is a strictly PvE stat, I think he is actually okay for PvP, especially since he's the only companion with an AoE stun. Vision, meh. At this point in the game, AoE damage, not really that great. If you were going to use him, OW, AOW, just because he's AoE damage effect or decreased damage, and then he's got an AoE attack. War Machine, again, he's meh at this point. These first generation companions aren't worth chasing, in my opinion. Decreased enemy speed, AoE damage, and a knockdown, good. He'd be okay for OW and AOW, but really melee damage decrease. Maybe if you had all the other stats maxed out and you didn't want anything but that, okay. But definitely, in my opinion, you wouldn't have him as a main summon. Daredevil, I think Daredevil is okay just because he has such high attack and he disables enemy dodge. I think Daredevil is worth chasing strictly for a dimensional duel Spider-Man counter. Given that you fight everybody else, I don't think he's that great for Alliance Omega War or Omega War. But for just strictly dimensional duels, if you can't beat Spider-Man, then maybe you would want to run a Daredevil. The rest of these last 4, again, are not great in my opinion. Obviously, Cersei has some uses in Alliance Raid, because if you can run an AoE defense down on your opponent, and then you run Athena, which gives AoE attack buff, maybe you could stagger them. But so that's why I have OW, AOW, and maybe AR. She could have some uses, but she's given a movement speed buff and some rage damage decrease. So in Cersei, not worth chasing in my opinion. Nick Fury has some uses for Alliance Raid, but in general, accuracy, total damage, guard gauge recovery, and negates guard damage. He's definitely built for OW or AOW and Alliance Raid, but in my opinion, not worth chasing. And then Yondu, again, disables dodge, applies a bleed, so he is also a weak man's Daredevil, being a Spider-Man counter in dimensional duels. So if you guys want to screenshot this in my opinion, the ones that are highlighted are the ones worth chasing. So obviously, if you're free to play, you're going to want to chase Ultron. If you land on a Daredevil, okay. If you land on an Icarus, okay. Mordo if you're a Scarlet Witch, Magic, or Doctor Strange. And then the ones I feel, and this is just my opinion, I could be wrong, the ones that are definitely worth chasing is Moon Knight, Wong, America Chavez, Punisher, Hulk, Athena, and Gilgamesh. That'll give you 4 characters for PvE, and then Wong, Chavez, and Hulk for PvE. I like actually Ultron. You can just throw in Ultron as well as a PvP. But if you have Athena, which also gives you that 8.24% crit damage, and you have her highly transcended, where she can give you a 20% HP shield, just like Ultron, she negates Ultron. So Moon Knight, Athena, Gilgamesh, and then pick whoever you have, right? Maybe you have somebody else at 5-star. Maybe you have Punisher as well, even though his stats aren't going to help you if you beat PvP. Athena, even if you... Yeah, Athena. Who else would I want to run? The supervillain damage? No, I wouldn't want him for PvP. Wong, Chavez, Hulk, and then maybe Icarus if you're not capped. And then maybe pick somebody. Maybe War Machine, but I wouldn't want to chase him. I don't know. Maybe Gilgamesh just for the melee damage decrease. But in my opinion, these are the ones you want to chase, guys. My opinion is not correct. As you said, there is no way to rank these all from like 1 to 30 because it's just too situationally specific on when to use them. So feel free to use this if I'm wrong. Feel free to give me your comments down in the description. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where maybe you have an argument why one is better than the other. But I thought that I would like to put this video out to you guys. If you're just coming into the game and you don't know which companions you want to focus on, maybe this will help you a little bit in that regard. Anyways, let's get off this screen. You don't need to be seeing me staring at a spreadsheet the whole time. And that's it, guys. It is 6 o'clock. I am missing Dark Domain. So until next time, the safe word of the day is going to be Yoda. Put Yoda down in the comments, and I will know that you made it all the way through this video, and I will thank you gratuitously. So until next time, guys, cheers, peace, bye-bye.